It's not nice, that feeling of looking yourself at the mirror and seeing that you're just not that young as before. Here, we're gonna talk about possibilities to rejuvenate your face. Hi, I am Dr. Lina Triana, and today we're gonna talk about how to stop your face from aging. The aging process of our face is something natural. It just happens because physiologically there are some changes, starting with dehydration of our skin. How does this dehydration of our skin happen? What gives elasticity to our skin is the collagen fiber. And the hyaluronic acid that you and I produce naturally, which is exchanged every 21 days, by the way, brings water or keeps water in our skin and is part of the collagen fiber. As we age, guess what? We produce less hyaluronic acid, our natural hyaluronic acid, meaning that we will have less water inside of our skin. The deeper layer of the skin, that is called the dermis, will start to decrease in volume because we have that impact on the collagen, meaning that we will have a skin that is thinner, that is more delicate. So dehydration plus a delicate skin plus a sum of effects that are delivered after sun given to the skin throughout the years. Another important factor that affects how our skin looks is the wrinkles, of course. And every time we have expression, we are contracting our muscles, and that muscle contraction, guess what? Give us some wrinkles. At the beginning, we call them dynamic wrinkles. Are those that when you look yourself on the mirror and you're doing the gesture, they are seen. But as soon as you don't do the gesture, then they disappear. These dynamic wrinkles will evolve into static wrinkles if we don't do anything to prevent them. What is a static wrinkle? Is that one that when you look at yourself at the mirror, even if you don't gesticulate, they are still there. There are marks in your skin. Haven't you seen older people that have a very delicate, thin skin without shine and full of dark spots? All of this that I have mentioned is what causes that type of appearance. To start talking about prevention, the first thing will be hydrate yourself, of course. The second thing will be use sunscreen, because the accumulation of the sun rays through life bring us those dark spots and the thinning and the taking away of the luminosity of our skin. So hydrate yourself. Remember, you dehydrate with age. Second, use sunscreen. Eat protein throughout your life. So since the skin starts to dehydrate with time, it's very important to hydrate it with hydrating creams, but hydrating creams that are specialized. What does this mean? Many times we use hydrating creams that are oily and that we feel like, oh, they are really hydrating me. But the truth is that they are not doing a good hydration. It's a false hydration. What does this mean? Since they are oily, there's a layer on top of your skin. And when you sweat, and I mean micro sweating, the water that is sweating will not be evaporated. It will be kept in that fatty layer. And that's the sensation that we will feel of hydration. But that's not a true hydration. Your skin inside, in the deep layer, in the dermis, is still dehydrated. So make sure and you use creams that are really absorbable and that really are taken inside your skin so that you have a real hydration. If you want a little bit more of hydration, we can add up plasma. Plasma is drawing away blood from yourself, doing a process to it and reapplying it. And this one is very important to be done in a place where they have the knowledge, the training and experience. Today they do plasma everywhere. But guess what? If you don't deliver that plasma into the deep layer of the skin, the dermis, you will not give a good hydration. So to really have a plasma procedure that will last in time, hydrating your skin, this plasma must be delivered correctly in the deep layer of your skin. There are some devices, technologies that can help keep your dermis or deep layer of your skin thick. And those are radiofrequency devices. Also, the technology of focalized ultrasound can help you there. It can help you tighten the skin also when there is some loose skin. And if you want to prevent static wrinkles, we can help ourselves using botulinum toxin or Botox. What does this do? What it does is that it relaxes the muscle. Usually, all the mimicking of the face comes because you contract your facial muscles. And every time you contract your facial muscles, you're having a wrinkle. If your muscles contract with less force, you will form less dynamic wrinkles. And with time, you will delay the formation of the static wrinkles. Hyaluronic acid can also help us in preventing the aging process. How? At the beginning, when we spoke about hyaluronic acid, we were thinking about filling or fillers. And many people are like, oh my God, I don't want fillers in my face. I will look like fat and chubby, and that's just not me and unnatural. But we have evolved in the process. Before, we used to fill up the patient thinking that that filling up will bring up whatever was descended. But if you see a young face, you never see a chubby patient. We just see definition of that face. That's why today, what I do with hyaluronic acid, it's not filling. It's not giving volume. No. We work modulating the muscle. What we do with the hyaluronic acid is we place it under the tendon, under the tape, and we shorten it. So that way your own muscle can again bring up what was descended, giving you a natural look. And when you definitely have a lot of loose skin and looseness on your muscles, then we have to go for a surgery, a facelift. Some years ago, we used to pull just mainly the skin backwards, and that gave an unnatural appearance to the patients. Today, we have understand much better the aging process of the face. And when we age, things or muscles and skin don't go forward, they go down because of the gravity force of planet Earth. So that's why today we reposition the muscles up and then a little bit of the skin. So we changed what was done. Before, again, everything was pulled backwards and mainly the skin. Today we pull upward and mainly the muscle. So we can end up with a natural look. If we're doing non-surgical procedures, there's usually no recovery time, just a couple of days and that's it. But if you're doing a facelift, a surgical procedure, then I advise you to stay in Colombia at least 3 weeks. It is important to know that a facelift surgery can be combined with other facial procedures such as a blepharoplasty or endobrow lift. If you want more information on blepharoplasty or endobrow lift, just have a look at this video. Come to our webpage, www.drlinatriana.com, and ask for a virtual appointment. Also, look for our social media or subscribe to our YouTube channel.